Well, as mentioned, we're working on a few jobs here out the back of Ultimate Full Drive, and we got the brand new 200 series Landcruiser in, and you can see here we're talking about fitting the full wiring harness platform system that we're famous for here at Ultimates, and that's going in now, and you can just see the extent that we go to. You can actually see the wiring harness beating its way through the vehicle, and that's going to run all the major componentry on the vehicle. So they really do pull it apart to make sure that we can do it at its absolute best. And you can see here through the vehicle, the boys are certainly working away, fitting the switches in and adding all the componentry in. So there's a lot of science behind what they do here, and there's a lot of work that goes in behind the scenes to make sure that these modern vehicles, that we infiltrate them, and when we go in there, it's completely reliable. So that's really important. You've got to have a lot of expertise when you're working on these cars, and not everyone knows how to get in and pull them apart, so they're going to be extra reliable and nice and safe. But our guys here at Ultimate Full Drive have been doing it for probably about 15 years, so they really do know their stuff when it comes to it. So all the front, as you can see, the inside's been pulled apart, and the engine bay is getting prepped and ready to go, and you can see the famous platform system about ready to go in. And you can have a look at this platform system. There's a massive amount of work that goes in behind the scenes. It's actually going to have a Coupler-Tech rust system fitted. We've got the solar output for being able to charge the batteries up with your panel, and all the fuses, relays, momentary switch for starting both batteries. This is kind of like the brains, or what you'd get in the meter box of your house at home. It really has a lot of information that goes in here, and that plugs straight into our wiring harness. Now, some of the other things that this vehicle's getting is it's got an aftermarket fuel filter. One of the things we're finding with late model cars, especially these diesels that run massive pressures, is that a lot of people unfortunately are picking up bad fuel, and bad fuel spells disaster for these things. They absolutely do not stand an instance of it, and it can block injectors and cause engine damage. So to have that extra line of defence in there is certainly absolutely what it's all about. I've got one in my vehicle, and anyone out there with a late model diesel, even an earlier model, I'd suggest you really consider that insurance policy. Well priced and works really well. So everything's being pulled apart, and stay tuned as we keep working on the new 200 series full upgrade, and we'll show you that as it goes on and bring the finished product to you shortly. Well, here we are with a wrap up of the brand new 200 series build up, and as you can see here, we're going to do a bit of a run through and finalise this and finish it off for you guys. You had a look earlier where we had all the panels pulled apart and the wiring harness and everything was going in. Well, here's the finished product, and it's come up an absolute treat. You know, these brand new cars really do look their bit. We've fitted a battery monitor up the back here, so this particular gentleman who owns this car is going to be able to see what's going on, as well as a black view rear camera. So that's a dash cam style camera that's going to have a look at everything that goes on behind the car, and it's going to look unreal. So what we've also done, as you might have seen earlier, we fitted the Rhino backbone roof rack, and these things just look an absolute treat, especially on these late model vehicles. They really come out exceptionally well. We've got the Anderson plugs down to the back here for the caravan, and all the wiring. All the USB points were in the back of the car, and all the harnesses run through. Everything's nice and neat and tidy. All the switch paneling that we've got in here really does look factory and how it's meant to be. We've got the trailer brake unit, everything from the momentary switch, the way the compressor's controlled, all looks factory. So you don't see any unsightly big bulky switches. We haven't had to drill or disfigure the dash in any way. These late model cars, you've got to be very careful the way you modify them. The last thing people want when they're spending this sort of money on a car is have someone drill a hole in the dash. So it's got to look like it's meant to be there. So let's have a look where all the action is under the bonnet. And you can see here we've finished off the aftermarket fuel filter. That's all done, looking good, great line of defence. We've got the two Optima yellow top batteries in, nice and neat and factory looking. Here's the outlet for the compressor, switches on the dash, that's very nice and neat. We got the BRC billet diff breathers, and you guys have probably seen these before. That's going to protect him against water crossings, whatever he may do. And we've got the famous Ultimate platform system with all the fuses, relays, circuit breakers, the momentary switch for being able to start off both batteries, and everything in one neat, handy location. So this 200 series, unreal. This is the first stage of modifications. It's been quite extensive. Stay tuned, we're going to do a lot more to this vehicle as the client who owns this car really wants to take it to the next level. But I tell you what, it looks great. It's come up a treat. It's Christmas Eve here at Ultimate Four-Wheel Drive, and what a present to take home today. So for any of your needs, you get to see behind the scenes at Ultimate Four-Wheel Drive. Don't forget to give us a call, get on the website, because there's so many things that we can do for your four-wheel drive. Trick it out, make it custom, and make it individual to suit your needs. So looking forward to seeing you down at the store.